There. Hey guys, Naisha here. And yeah, it's been a minute since I've posted anything about my light novel. A lot has happened last year, and the last time when I did a live stream, I was telling you guys that how far I was because I was still in the plotting stage. To give you a recap, the book is 100% complete. And right now we are in the beta reading self-editing testing stage. Give or take, in the total progress of this project, I'd say it's about a good 50 to 65% complete. Because my goal is to actually have a physical copy of my story. So today I'm going to give you the story elements of book 1 for Knights of Iran. And a quick disclaimer, again, what I speak here could change. So again, this is just to, tell you what I've come up with. Again, I could change it, in a cuff. And so everything's not set in stone. You never know. But yeah, so let's go ahead and start with themes. In order to find my theme, I had to use one of my authors that I used as resource, and that was Lisa Crone's Story Genius method. And with it, it uncovered the what if, the who, and the why to my story. When working on the what if, think of a one-sentence structure that focuses on the essence of the story, the protagonist, and the main conflict. And that is what is called a log line. To discover your what if, think of your one-sentence summary as like back in the day with movies where the narrator is like long ago in a galaxy far away, or coming soon, kind of stuff like that. So start with what if. So I wrote, what if a teen who longs to be accepted by the world may be destined to be its destruction? What'd you think? I mean, it gave me goosebumps when I came up with it. And believe me, there were a lot that I, came up with, but so far that one has stuck with me. I may change it, but tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. Let me know, do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you find it intriguing? So again, let me know. All right, so for the who method, you're pretty much trying to come up with who your character is before the story starts. So from there, you can probably use the Save the Cat method to developing your characters that way. I've used several methods from several author tubers that have been very helpful for me. And from there, that is how I developed my who method. As for the why, it's why is my character so bent on achieving that theme that I have created. The theme that I chose for my story is near and dear to me, and that is acceptance. To be honest, everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants to be noticed. Everybody wants to be loved. Sometimes the choices that we make and the people that influence us or use us turn us into something that we aren't meant to be. And it takes ourselves, sometimes it takes friends, to help us to remind ourselves who we are inside. I want that when people read this story, they find a way to learn how to love themselves, especially in a world that wants to make you think what they know who you are and how to fight those lies. So now that we covered themes, let's go ahead and move on to places. So in the first book, we are focusing on 2 worlds. On planet Earth, there is a town in West Virginia called Faraday, and that is where my main character, Kevin Riley, resides in. In story B, we have the planet Zonia, and in there resides Iran City, where Princess Anya and her team are also facing some perilous dangers in their world. Now, for me to research Faraday, I discovered that it is actually a ghost town in real life. So I am using that actually for my story. Of course, I'm not going to spoil that. That's going to be a little later on. And so that my character hates because he grew up, he had to move there at a very young age. And there is pretty much where he gets bullied. And I will explain further on when we go over characters why. As for Iran, it is pretty much where the princess and her knights reside, and they are, it's pretty much similar to Earth, only there are some differences, and I won't elaborate too much on that because of course that's going to be in book 2. So now we can go ahead and talk about the characters. Now, as for Kevin, the design that I originally have for him right now, I have added some features because I wanted, now that I discovered a theme for my story, because what I had originally didn't really make any sense. Kevin, I've made him the loner type. And I've made him that awkward, kind of shy, person. And, like I said, I pretty much based him off of me. And so what I also added is I added some facial features because what I have as my character now has changed just slightly a little bit. And because in my story, I have him having a scar due to an accident. Again, I won't elaborate any more on that, but ever since he was 10 years old, he was picked on and bullied as a kid. And so it's, even all the way up to his senior year. So he has very few friends, actually 2 in mind. But his life is miserable because he just, doesn't feel accepted where he's living at and wishes to be someplace else. And then you, of course, over on story B, you have the princess, you have her knights, and they are about to tackle a task that she feels she may not be ready to handle. So again, I'm keeping those character designs. I did not want them to wear any armor, because I want them to have that, nice battle ready, type of warrior outfit. So I didn't literally want them to look like knights, but they are knights of Iran, from Iran City. All right. So when you are discovering your characters, you are trying to discover their problems, their wants, and their needs. So, like I said, Kevin wants to be accepted. So he wants to be accepted by his peers because he feels like he needs to be accepted in order to be just like everybody else. So eventually he's going to figure out that it's okay to be you. But right now he feels the need to be accepted among his peers. So he just doesn't feel alone. And I also kind of incorporated that acceptance to all of my characters because, again, we all want to feel accepted. As for plot and conflict, the thing to look out for is that in story A, where we are on planet Earth, Earth is similar to what it is now. The only difference is that there are people that, when you think about it, is kind of like mutants in a way, like X-Men are, but they are actually beings called Saiyajin, which in Japanese is, people of light. But they look like normal people, but they have special abilities. But the fact is that, in that world on Earth, those people are hated and hunted down for what they are. Because again, people fear what they don't understand. And so the plot is that, and it's going to be in the summary of this book, is that Kevin discovers that he is half Saragen. And, he's trying to figure out the how and the why. And so there is an agency that is actually hunting him down because they know who he is. And so he is just trying to find a way to escape and survive. And meanwhile, in World B, in the planet Zonia, some mysterious things are happening in their world, and it's taking the knights to figure out what in the world is going on. But there are bigger things happening that they don't know about. And again, like I said, I'm going to stop there because I don't want to spoil anything. But typically that's pretty much what the plot and conflict is. It's for them to survive, these two, worlds to survive. And the goal is to also try to learn a little bit about themselves along the way. There are tropes to this story, but the main important ones are like the first one, there are beings among us, where again, you have the Saragen living on Earth, and the agencies here are trying to hunt them down and capture them. Then you also have the Isekai, or trapped in another world. And then, of course, you have underdogs with hidden powers. So if you haven't noticed, Knights of Iran, you take out the N and you have aura. So because again, I'm using, I created a magic system that involves using life energy, spirit energy, whatever you want to call it. Our characters have special powers. And, again, I will elaborate a little more on those powers in another video. But for now, that's pretty much what abilities that the Saragen have. Pretty much that's the basis of my story. Without giving too much away, I hope that this is intriguing. If you find it interesting, you are more than welcome to stay tuned to this channel. If, however, because I have other things that I post on here, I just started a podcast called Gaming While Healing. Pretty much it's a podcast that focuses on, trying to relax from your day-to-day life and discussing, focusing on healing from past traumas, trying to heal from past traumas, as well as, the craziness of this world. If you are wanting to focus on Knights of Iran, you can follow me on Patreon. I have a Facebook page, I have a Twitter page, and many more. I will leave the link tree below for you to check it out. And again, let me know if you want to be a member and, help participate, help donate. Every little bit helps. Again, if you find it interesting, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about what I talked about, if it intrigues you. And because I do plan on, creating a community about this. And again, if anyone is interested, I wouldn't mind having, dare I say it, a coalition, because this is Project KOA, I call it for short, for Knights of Iran. And I wouldn't mind having a coalition to where I can discuss the plans in the story, the plots, and come up with polls and decisions to where the characters or where the story's going to go next. So again, if you're interested, hey, stay tuned. Again, I might use my membership here on YouTube as well, so that way those who want to know about Knights of Iran and actually help out in any such way, they'll be the ones to get it first before everybody else does, just like the whole tier list and all that stuff. But yes, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening, and thank you for the views, thank you for the subscribers. Until next time, guys, this is Naisha. Stay tuned.